Bethel means the house of God. And so what I see is application for you and I. Right here it is, man, in the state that we're in, the mess that we're seeing in our world today, people hurting. These people, right, they went to Bethel. We, guys, listen, we should be, right, going to the house of God, sitting in the presence of God and crying out for those that are hurting, those that are lost, for the situation of the world, the state of our country. Beloved, I remember as a young Christian growing up, man, there were prayer meetings that we would go to, man, and the people of God would just enter in and simply pray. There was no agenda. There was no Bible study, as important as that is. There was no worship, as important as that is. But people would assemble simply to pray and to cry out to God. Not too many churches do that anymore. Not too many people go to the house of God simply to sit in His presence and cry out to Him. Beloved, I want to encourage you. Let's do that. Man, let's begin to do that again. The world needs us to be getting into the presence of God and crying out to God for hurting people, for broken people, for people in bondage, for our country. Listen, I don't know what church you go to. I don't know if the church that you attend has a prayer meeting currently. But if it doesn't, I want to encourage you, get with your pastor and say, Pastor, let's start a prayer meeting. Maybe he's looking for someone to head it up. I don't know. But go to your pastor and say, Pastor, it's time to get into the house of God. It's time to get in the presence of God. It's time to cry out to God. And start a prayer meeting. Start a prayer meeting. Gather people who have a heart for prayer, people who want to cry out to God. But beloved, now is the time. Now is the time to get into the house of God. Now is the time to get into the presence of God and cry out to God. Now is that time. Now's that time. So, man, this is the verse that spoke to me this morning. I wanted to share it with you. I hope you'll join me. Man, the world needs our prayers, man. People need our prayers. And, man, never more than a time like this. So let's do that. Let's do that, all right? Salute. Don't forget the Lord loves you. So do I. And let's become prayer warriors in these last days.